Hi, Prema Gurreri, Vedic Astrologer, Soul Advisor, and today I'm talking about the new moon, January 24th. I'm talking about Vedic Astrology, so it's the sidereal zodiac, and this new moon is happening in the constellation of Capricorn. The grounded, very practical energy and very focused energy of Capricorn. We're going to be seeing and feeling a lot more of this Capricorn grounded, focused, committed energy throughout actually the next 2.5 years. That's because also today Saturn is moving into Capricorn in Vedic astrology. I will cut another video about that and talk about that more in depth because it's a big transit. It doesn't happen, it only happens every 2.5 to 3 years. It's impactful for each and every one of us collectively. It's very impactful about truth and consequences and things shifting that have been coming to the surface, and that's been very prevalent in the last few years. The energy of this new moon is it's an energy of really, again, focusing on the details of things. It's also very, very earthy, very grounded, very practical. So we've been having a lot of ideas and inspirations and beliefs coming up and being cleared and shifted. And now it's time to focus in and do something with that. And the lunar mansion where this new moon is happening, and in Vedic astrology we have lunar mansions that hold particular energy but inside the constellation that give the planets a particular tone, a particular spiritual energy when they're in those degrees. I won't geek out on you too much, but here's the deal. This lunar mansion called Shravana, and has got the symbol of an ear, is all about listening in and not. Okay, here's the thing about listening. Think of it as this way: that which is heard, which may be different than that which is said, right? But if we listen in really close, we can really hear the truth. So it's about hearing the truth in whatever you're hearing, and it may be the chaos that you're hearing, but hearing through that, listening closely through that, so you actually can glean the truth for yourself. You can actually hear the message. And I'm going to give you some tips on some ways that you can focus in and actually do that. A little bit more about this energy for you, that it is, it's again, seeing the truth, feeling the truth through the chaos of the world. Lord Vishnu is actually the deity here that rules this. And sometimes we lose ourselves in the chaos. Come on, you have so many things coming at you in a day. Sometimes it's hard to stay focused on maybe what came up for you as your inspired action in the morning, or what your heart is really calling you to, your path, your purpose, or what you even wrote on your list that you want to get done today. Because anytime you open up a media source or whatever, you're bombarded with so much information. Then there's so much chaos going on in the world. And if you've got some emotional chaos, and you probably do with all the transits and transitions we've been going through, then sometimes it's hard to find yourself, remember your truth and who you are. This next month, started by this new moon, is going to give us the energy to be able to do that more so, to be able to remember who you are and find your own truth through the chaos. So there's a real call to listen in clear to the messages coming through, really trust your intuition in that. This is a very good time for learning, for a deeper learning, beyond the surface learning, that you can really go deep with the learning. Because think about learning and teaching. Usually it's being transmitted, and you have to listen close and actually let it penetrate you, and not just listen on the surface where you can't remember it the next moment, right? It's also because of that focused energy with this new moon and throughout the next month. Writing is also something that will be easier to hone in, because, I've written a book. I'm working on another one. Any of you who've done any writing or want to, that and some of the resistance against it is maybe it's hard to do that focus, that amount of focus. Put your blinders on. You'll have the energy for that. So if you have a writing project, just get ready to start that writing project. Block off the time on your calendar. Sit your butt down. Get your hands on the keyboard. This will be a time that will support you in that. So the message is coming through. That's a call to sit in and listen. Now you can do that in meditation. You can also do that through mantra And there's a lot of wonderful kirtan artists here in the West, Krishna Das and lots of them that, you can listen in. My kids always say about mantra, Mom, you realize they're saying the same thing over and over again? I do realize that. Here's the beautiful thing. Sanskrit happens to be a sacred language, and it's a vibrational language. And in those words have vibrations to them. And they work on your mind, and they help to still the mind through sound, actually, through vibration. And then that sound brings us to a place of silence. Now, this could be any sacred music. This could be using your crystal. I have one of those crystal sound bowls as well. This could be listening to the sounds of nature, listening to a bird and really letting it penetrate to where the sound, when you listen to a sound all the way, eventually it gets quiet. And then you can hang out in that quietness. We don't give ourselves the opportunity just to really be quiet and listen. Sit down and listen to any piece of music that moves you. So these things will be very, very helpful in calibrating you to hear the deeper messages that are coming through, because we're in a very pivotal time now. This is a shift in paradigm, and a lot that's been coming to the surface. It's time that you are going to feel like you can do something about it. And if you haven't honed in on that, you'll feel left out of that. But trust me, stay tuned in, and I will give you lots of ways that you can feel, you can tune in on how you can be part of the shift that's going on. Just you making really good, clear choices for yourself that resonate truth for you personally is one of the biggest ways that you can impact the shift that needs to happen right now. I'm going to talk a little bit about Saturn because that's coming in right now to Capricorn, and it helps you to understand more of the energy of this earthy, practical, organizational sign. Also a great time for organizing things. That's another great thing on this new moon. There's a focus and a commitment with this energy, and you'll be able to commit to something. I'm going to talk a little bit more in the next video around Saturn about how to understand what it is you want to commit to. But sometimes we feel a little bit of pressure of time and responsibility with where this new moon is. And, when you really want to focus on something and you've got a lot of distraction going on, it's very hard to do that. Now, I know a lot of kids these days can put on music and then focus, and I can do that with some music, but a lot of times I just need good old silence to be able to hone in and focus on something. Again, we're living in a very noisy world. This month, I want you to find a way to block out some of that noise, to take a respite from some of that input that's coming at you so you can hear your soul, so you can hear your truth and not get caught up in the truths of others. So one thing I do want you to be careful of over the next month is with the new moon and the energy that it starts is be careful of feeling isolated. This energy can be a bit isolating. It can be a little serious at times. But the real thing is it wants us to focus, it wants us to tune in. And that tuning in needs to be inward. And not hooked into all the things that are distracting you. So you're going to have support for tuning in, focusing inward, listening closer for the messages, and focusing in on what's important to you. So if you have a project sitting around, and like I said, especially something you're learning or writing, but any project that you've needed to get started or to complete, you're going to have more support in doing that. So get your calendar out, block off your time, because your inspired actions, the things your inspirations that have come up for you, those are the important things that you want to do. The urgent things are all those things that are coming at you, the email, the phone, all the messages you have to return, all the to-dos you have to do. That list will never be finished. But don't miss the boat on what's most important to you to bring into creation, into this world. We need you more than ever right now. So click my subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I'll be bringing you lots more updates on how you can navigate the energy, the Vedic astrology energy, really that's tuned in with your soul blueprint, so you can understand yourself better and you can make sense of your world and you can take the chaos and simplify it so that you're on your path you're on your purpose. You're here making the difference that you've come to make, and that you are happy and whole. So much love to you.